Congratulations on the movie. I read that you weren't familiar with Cyrano before doing the play. What about the character made you want to take on the role?
Um, well, I think the Erica Schmidt adaptation of the original Rustand's piece is what really wanted me to take on the role. I love how she sort of reinvented the whole thing, but kept the heart intact. She got rid of the most famous piece of the original story, which was Cyrano's nose, and then she also added, she replaced a lot of the monologues about love with love songs and condensed it down to a small chamber piece, basically, of actors. Um, I kind of fell in love with it, um, with the songs that were written by the brilliant band The National and Erica's writing style. I've always admired. So yeah, and personally, I always, I didn't take issue, but I always sort of was confused by the story of Cyrano and this man and this fake nose, because it was an actor who would take the nose off at the end of each performance. And what if you told the story of someone who couldn't do that physically, like myself or anybody who's a bit physically different? But it doesn't really just, removing the nose doesn't just speak to I don't think my size is a substitute for the nose. It's more of taking the nose away makes it more it's an easier way in for everybody as an audience member, because I think even subconsciously you sit in quiet judgment of the nose when you're watching it, much like the other characters do in the piece itself. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Cyrano reminded me that it's important to be honest and to stay true to oneself despite any insecurities, which I think is a great message. What did you learn from the character when it comes to not only love in general, but also self love?
Yeah, well, I mean, love is a very daunting thing, and we're still all trying to figure out what exactly it is. Is it just attraction? Is it desire? Is it something sexual? Is it is it friendship? What is real love? Um, I think in terms of Cyrano, he's convinced himself of something. He's he's more, I think, in love with love, the idea of love, because he's loved at such a distance for so long that he's romanticized it. He's not really dealing with the person of Roxanne. He's having, it's the ideal of Roxanne, and that's not really love, in my opinion. Love is really accepting everything about the other person and sharing that with them and having it be reciprocated. Because when love's not reciprocated, it's really just, I think people call it infatuation or whatever it is, because it has to be a dance of both people for it to be real love. Um, and I mean, the story still resonates today because everybody's sort of hiding behind profiles of themselves online and creating versions of themselves that may or may not necessarily be true because they want to present the best versions of themselves. And who doesn't want to do that with the clothes we wear and the makeup we put on and all of that? That's been happening for since the beginning. But now with the online profiles, I think we're in danger of really misrepresenting who we are in our search for love. And you're never going to find it if you're not presenting who you really are.
Exactly, I agree absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I'm putting on a version of myself right now. Being interviewed by you. It's sort of, it's tricky. There's bits of the real you, but it calls into question who are you really? I don't know. We can talk. I can talk about this for hours.
right?
I wish we
Very
could.
interesting discussion.
I'd bore you to
Unfortunately,
tears.
time's up. Thank you so,
Oh
so much.
no. Okay.
I loved your answers and much success with the movie. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.